Good evening and welcome to live coverage of the Dritte Liga. It's match day 30 and we're at the Audi Sportpark for Ingolstadt up against 1860 Munich. So it's a big Bavarian derby to finish off the weekend's action. But it's two sides who have flattered to deceive so far this season. But they're both looking to finish the season strongly after both sides had ambitions to get promoted. So both sides have changed their head coach in recent times. Garino Cabretti for Ingolstadt, taking over in February from Rüdiger Rehm. He's an ex-Fel and Dynamo Dresden coach. As for 1860, Maurizio Jacobacci, the Swiss coach, has taken over from Michael Kölner, also in February. And he came, interestingly, from a Tunisian club, Sfaxien. Let's see how he settles into life in the third tier in Germany. So we're up and running with the action here at the Audi Sportpark. Both sides looking to improve on their form in the second half of this season. They have the two worst records in this second half, as they've slumped towards the bottom of the table. Ingolstadt especially looking over their shoulders in 14th spots. They are the top scorers, though, in the bottom half of the table. They do have a poor home record, though, only winning 4 times here all season long, as Morgalla goes forward for 1860 here. And it looks as though it's going to be a free kick for 1860 and an early yellow card as well for Schruck. Just over a minute played, and this Bavarian derby has exploded into life here. It's a poor challenge, and it's just outside the box as well. But this is a dangerous position for 1860 to get this ball into the box. His 6th yellow of the season. And this could be a dream start for 1860. Dangerous from set pieces as they look to trouble Funk in the Ingolstadt goal. And with scenes like that, you can see why Ingolstadt have such a poor home record. And they're the joint lowest scorers at home, as well as the ball is played in low by Boyamba. And perhaps the chance for Steinhardt from distance. It's half blocked and then finally away by Ingolstadt. But a great start to the action here, as Renetzi looks to get clear down the right-hand side. Ingolstadt, though, looking to keep up their good recent record against 1860. They've won the last 2 against their Munich rivals. And in the reverse fixture, it was 2-1 to them. Kostli and Schmidt scoring, with Skenderovic getting a late consolation for the Lions. Last season, a 1-0 win here for Ingolstadt. Well, both sides have been on a disastrous run in this second half of the season. Ingolstadt were 4th at one stage and have plummeted towards 14th. 1860, on the other hand, are bang average. They are 9th. And no clean sheets in 5. Only 1 win in 10 for them. And last time out, they lost 4-1 to Borussia Dortmund's second side at home, with a Holzhauser penalty the only consolation for them. 5 minutes from the end, they were 3 down after only 20 minutes or so. They'll need to get off to a better start here, and already they have. Really taking the game to the home side. As Ingolstadt have no wins in 6 and disastrously lost 2-0 at Zwickau, who are below them in the table last time out, with Preisinger getting sent off. That means he's suspended for tonight. And there are 6 changes in the lineup. for Garino Capreti's side. We will see how that affects them. Can they improve their performance? As Bechter, that's a nice out ball. As Franke tries to get down the left-hand side here, gets the cross in, and the header clear at the near post area. Now perhaps the play will swing the other way as Renetzi tries to come clear. He's been caught in possession though, as Bech tries to get the shot in. Deflected off the defender and out for the first corner of the game, right on 5 minutes. Bech, the young Dane, their top scorer with 9 goals so far. Oh, can 1860 defend this corner? Sometimes it is an Achilles heel for them. As the corner is swung over and is well taken by Hiller. Catching practice for him, one of the best keepers in the league. Taking that corner cleanly from Costley and now spraying the ball out towards the right-hand side for Steinhardt. There's Lex, former Ingolstadt player. And Boyamba plays the ball across. There's a scramble in there. And it couldn't be scored there. Behr was in the middle. He's disappointed slightly this season. With only 4 goals, he was the top scorer in the Dritte Liga last season. As 1860, it seems a long time ago now. They got off to a great start to the season with a record-breaking 5 wins in a row. But it's all been downhill since then. Only 1 win in the second half of this season. It's the worst record alongside Ingolstadt, their opponents tonight. And it's been a very fine start to this match so far. A yellow card with just over a minute played for Schruck. Starting off the fireworks. Dunga gets the ball forward. This is Bech. And playing it across for Franke, who couldn't quite get on the end of it. Thumbs up though for the idea. As here's the play. Boyamba playing the ball in. Very dangerous indeed. And the striker in the centre just not making contact with it as it was fisted away by the goalkeeper Funk. Now plenty of 1860 Munich fans in the stadium for this derby on a Monday evening. Tremendous showing. And they're providing a lot of the atmosphere in the stadium. 15,000 capacity, but you can see a lot of the home seats are empty. Perhaps a sign that fans are not really behind the team at the moment since they've dropped down from 4th place. They were expected to lead the promotion charge, having been relegated from Bundesliga 2 last season. It's not turned out that way at all. In danger of going down in successive seasons. And here comes Franke. He has been an out ball for them on this left-hand side. Now Butler. Playing out towards the left. We were expecting him more in the middle, but it's Schmidt, the number 9, who is playing bang up top at the moment. The ball just drifting over him. And another easy one for Hiller. This is the ball out for Steinhardt. And that's a fine switch of play out towards Morgalla. Just crossing over the halfway line. Flicked on here towards Vrenetzi. It just bounces through for the goalkeeper, Funk, in the end. Renetzi, one of the most creative players in the Dritte Liga, despite the struggles of his team. It's Butler holding the ball up on the halfway line. And that should be a throw-in for 1860. As we come up towards 10 minutes played here in the Bavarian derby, 0-0 between Ingolstadt and 1860. Vellard passing across here now, Morgalla in possession. This is good patient play from 1860, just trying to draw out Ingolstadt. A little bit of pressure there from Beck. They've kept possession very wisely indeed here. Now the long ball from Morgalla. And asking a little bit too much there of Marcel Beer. Now the ball on the right-hand side. 1860 can come racing forward again. Steinhardt, though, just forced backwards there by Kostli. As is the next ball towards Beer. Left-hand side of the penalty, Ember Boyamba. And tried to chip it towards the back post. Just slicing it out of play in the end. Funk in no rush to take this goal kick. They'll be playing it out from the back. Stefan next going into pressure, and he's forced the error there. Deep ball in from Morgalla. And Boyamba just come too central to receive it. There we see the fragile confidence of Ingolstadt after this poor run in the second half of the season. 1860 looking much the brighter in the opening to this game as Vellard wins the ball high up the pitch. Steinhardt. Boyamba hits the ball back again, sets off on the dribble. And that might just bounce out for the corner. In fact, it's a throw right at the flag. Next ball comes in from the left-hand side, doing a lot of good work down the wings at the moment, 1860, but their final ball just leaving a little to be desired. Legs, he has quality. Blocked there though for a throw in by Brackelmann. Ball into the box towards Deichmann. Can't bring it under control as he looked to flick it. Deichmann again, Morgalla. Plenty of possession here for the away side. And in the end though, it's just been carried out of play by Deichmann. Thought he'd got away from the defender initially. Just ran out of space in the end. Again, Vernetzi winning it in midfield. And here we go, Vernetzi with the cutback. And it's scrambled clear, is it? It's hammered back in there by Steinhardt. As again, Ingolstadt at 6s and 7s in defence. Just not reacting quickly enough. 1860, much the sharper team. Steinhardt, though, on that left foot, unable to find the target. Now Hiller under pressure there, just needed to be careful there. And Schmidt was closing in. Very cool though, with the ball at his feet, the 1860 keeper. See the aerial challenge. Looking for a free kick there, 1860, but play continues. Boy Amber, and the cutback, and that's got to be 1-0, and it is. It's Stefan Lex against his former club. It's brilliantly created. Boy Amber doing so well. And having the presence of mind to pick out Stefan Lex. And it's an easy tap in for him. It's a wonderful run upfield just to create the chance from Verl. From there, Boy Amber taking over. Well, it's 1-0 to 1860. Just over quarter of an hour gone, and fully deserved for the Lions. Ingolstadt have been all over the place. And there we see Maurizio Jacobacci can celebrate. It's only the 4th goal of the season for Stefan Lex in a struggling side. But he's come up trumps this evening against his former club, who he had wonderful times with. Ingolstadt now really need to improve their performance, but it's still very sleepy from them. The ball given away far too easily there by Sarpe. And 1860 really look in the mood to score more goals here. Although Beck driving through midfield. Plays it out towards the right-hand side. And the cross easily headed away by 1860. Sarpe keeping possession. Well, now we'll really see what Ingolstadt are made of. Falling behind early in the derby. So in the table, 1860 in 9th spot. They're not looking over their shoulders, but surely too late for them to get involved in the promotion race again. As for Ingolstadt, they're only 6 points clear of Halle, who are in the relegation zone. As Lex here has a free run on the right-hand side, just ghosting away from the defender. In the end, Schruck having to get across to deal with that. He's the man who got booked with just over a minute gone. And Ingolstadt haven't really recovered from that. Boyamba there, just losing out to Bech. And then seeing the clearance come off him for a throw into Ingolstadt. Franke to take. He's looking to get as much distance on the throw as possible. Can't find his teammate Butler though. And easy for Velat to get it back to Hiller. .1860 at times here in the opening 20 minutes have been stroking the ball around the pitch with real confidence, given the situation that they find themselves in. And here's another example of it. It's a lovely looking attack, but just a little bit of a heavy touch there from Lex. Holds his hand up to apologise. There's a lovely ball across to him from Verl. As now we see another free kick being given. Mogala just tugging back Butler, having a couple of little nibbles at him. Finally the whistle going. And finally a chance for Ingolstadt to get the ball into the box here. Costly standing over it. Beck just joining up with the attackers now. And it's a fine-headed clearance away. Ingolstadt still have the ball though. It's been clipped in towards the centre. Hiller just diving to get it away, but there's a 1860 defender down and the whistle goes. It's excellent work here from Hiller. Just colliding though with his own man. It's Lang. He was also caught by the number 9 Schmidt. Not all action here at the moment. As Beer looks to get down that left-hand side and wanted the corner. Came off him last though. It's goal kick. Heavy challenge in the centre. That's given as a free kick the way of Ingolstadt. Deichmann coming in near the centre circle. Was under a little bit of pressure there from Keidel. As we come up towards the halfway point in the first half. And it's been a poor one from Ingolstadt, and as I say that, the ball played out far too easily. Ingolstadt surrendering possession again, making it rather easy for 1860 to defend this 1-0 lead given to them by Stefan Lex 15 minutes into the game. Time and time again, 1860 allowed to get possession of the ball in situations like that. Loose clearances, poor passing from the home team. They look absolutely bereft of confidence. Verl, on the other hand, is loving it out there. Boyamba cannot get past Nduka this time. And finally, the free kick given the way of Ingolstadt. Don't seem able to get a foothold in the game at all, the home team. It will be very frustrating for Garino Capretti. Mogala. Steinhardt. No ball forward there with the pass out towards left for Boyamba. Verlaat. And this is Lang, providing an option. He's pushing up into midfield. And it's lovely play again. Verl. Always looking forward for the pass and looking towards Stefan Lex there. Was just ahead of him, but almost getting the angle there, the midfielder. Good little darting run from Stefan Lex. In the end, no danger for Funk. nodded on. And one again by 1860. Frenetzi. As the ball pinballing around in midfield there. Finally, Ingolstadt get hold of it. And as I say that, it's given away again sloppily. Vuhl was pushing it too far ahead of himself this time. Duka can clear. As we're 25 minutes in, and it's more a case of can 1860 grab a second and get a cushion rather than Ingolstadt getting back into the game. You can see the worried expression there from Capretti. Well, certainly second best here, Ingolstadt, this evening. Still a long way to go, though. Well, just flicking it there for Deichmann. Morgala. And doing very well once again. Picking out the pass. And it's drifted in by Frenetzi towards the far post. Chance here again for 1860. Bear just passing it there for Boyamba. And he hammers the ball over the bar. It was a big opening there for 1860. Couldn't quite make it count. Wow, more difficulties there in defence for Ingolstadt. 1860, if they're a little more clinical here, could quickly race into a big lead, should they continue in this vein. But they're opening up Ingolstadt almost at will every time they come forward. On the other hand, Ingolstadt running out of ideas, and that's really poor play. Brackelmann just dwelling on the ball and finally bringing down the attacker, pressing, and that's a yellow card for him. Less than half an hour gone, and two defenders for Ingolstadt on yellow cards now. Schruck and Brackelmann just taking his eye off the ball there. Of course Stefan Lex is going to come in and press. Well, it's his fourth yellow card of the season. He doesn't look happy at all. But the general organisation from Ingolstadt has been all over the place this evening. And now they face this free kick from Boyamba. Stefan Lex also standing over it. It's Boyamba, it's a short one. Interesting. Might be able to get a shot away here, Boyamba. In fact, just tries to chip it forward. And a couple of calls there for handball against Sarpe. The referee not interested in giving the penalty, as it's been given away here. Dear, oh dear, what are Ingolstadt doing? Marcel Baer hammering a shot towards goal, and it's just wide. What on earth is this from Ingolstadt? A poor ball back across his own box by the defender. Again, it's Brackelmann with the mistake there, and Baer just thought he was going to make it 2-0. It deflects wide for the corner. Well, they take it short, 1860, and it's a complete failure in the end. A real let-off there for Ingolstadt. Boyamba stayed down after that as well. A little bit of concern about him. Oh, so close there to making it 2-0, 1860. As Baer was presented the chance by Brackelmann. He hit it so well, but deflected wide for the corner. As Ingolstadt have been far too sleepy so far in this match, although they've got a chance here perhaps from the free kick. As Mogala goes into the book now. Just catching Franke outside of the penalty area. Yeah, he just tried to chop it back there, Franke, and caught by the sliding challenge. Guaranteed yellow card. And as we see, that's where Boyamba got injured, just caught by a flailing arm from Bech. Well, Ingolstadt really have to make this count here, right on 30 minutes played. They've got plenty of options in the box. Only a two-man wall for 1860. As it's played in by Costley, it comes off that two-man wall and out for a corner. Well, perhaps Ingolstadt just starting to build up a head of steam here with this free kick and the corner in quick succession. Bech just clipping it, an out swinger. It's a decent take, Velat away. And flicked back over the top, and this should fall for Hiller. Yes, it does. Ahead of Schmidt. Good control of his box there from Hiller. And there's just a little flurry there from Ingolstadt. As there's a long ball back up the other end towards Bear. He's in an offside position though. It was clear to see the Ingolstadt players had completely taken their eye off him. Well, a superb Bavarian derby so far, unless you're an Ingolstadt fan, that is. Plenty of action going on at the Audi Sportpark. Just the one goal so far. Stefan Lex against his former club on the quarter-hour mark. Superbly crafted goal as well. The run from Verl really taking the game to Ingolstadt. Boyamba teeing up Lex for a tap home. Here is Lex again, up against Nduka. And he's done really well to keep possession. As the shot comes in, and it's blocked by his own man. It was Steinhardt who cut in on his right-hand side. Bear couldn't get out of the way, and he was in an offside position anyway. 12 minutes to go before half-time, and 1860 really looking as though they could go too clear here. Much improved performance from them compared to last week, that 4-1 loss to the BVB second team. And they found themselves 3-0 down before they'd even really started playing. They've been far more focused this evening. As Boyamba has just come out towards the right-hand side for a while here. Deichmann, Mogala, and around the corner for Deichmann. Lovely run from him, and surely two it is. It's Lex again, and once more superb play from 1860, just carving through Ingolstadt, and it's another easy finish for Lex. Brilliantly done. Oh, Capretti is absolutely furious, but it's delight for Jacobacci. Here we are, Boyamba. And it's all about Deichmann really here. Mogala finding him with the return ball. And that is superb awareness from Deichmann. Well, two very simple goals for 1860. Well created, and Ingolstadt finding themselves 2-0 down with 10 minutes to go. And their former player has been a thorn in their side. His 5th goal of the season, Stefan Lex, 2 coming this evening. You just wonder why he hasn't scored more. Rather infuriating for 1860 fans, I'm sure. If their team had played like this all season, they would be really up there in the promotion race, but they've been far too inconsistent since their great start to the season. As for Ingolstadt, they have completely imploded this season. Downwardly mobile. And their defence has been stretched over and over again by 1860. That's Veronesi with the next corner. It's floated over. It will come to the back post, hammered back across. I think it was Verl with the shot there. Veronesi picks up the pieces again. It's drifted inside. Thought about the shot. Finally, one does come in from Bear, but it's hammered over the bar. But again, very sharp from 1860. Lex with a lovely touch. It would have been another brilliant goal had Marcel Bear found the target. And there's absolutely no doubt, in my mind at least, that 1860 deserved this 2-0 lead. There's Funk. Oh, he's cleared the ball, but out of play, ahead of the halfway line. A couple of jeers around the park about that one. So here's Funk again. That's a better clearance from him. Keeping it central. Can Ingolstadt now rain forward? Butler trying to hold the ball up, but he's run into an offside position, and you can see there the high fives from Deichmann and Morgalla. Really good organisation in that back line for 1860. They've barely given Ingolstadt a sniff here in this first half. As good as it's got from Ingolstadt is that flurry of free kicks and a corner that they won about 8 minutes ago. As again, it's given away too simply to Boyamba. Just tracking back and making the interception. See Schmidt, it's real frustration from him, pulling back Steinhardt. Just hasn't got into the game at all, the number 9. For the home side, Becher's at least given a glimmer of hope. Deichmann just trying to lift this ball forward, and he found Veronesi. Not the man you would really back to score with a header. The little midfielder managed to get there, couldn't quite lift it over Funk though. It was a terrific delivery from Deichmann. Well, this has been superb from the Lions so far away from home. And they've been afforded so much space by Ingolstadt. They can really pick any passes they want. It's almost like a training ground exercise at the moment. As there we see more sloppy defending from Ingolstadt, given away by Nduka. Finally winning it in midfield. There was a midfielder for Ingolstadt, and then, as I say, that given away again. Lex here just trying to touch it past his man. Brackelman with the sliding challenge. It's desperate defending at times from Ingolstadt, even outside the box, as we come into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Morgalla, long ball this time. So can Ingolstadt now play their way out from the back? It's just hammered up the field by Schruck towards Schmidt. He managed to hold it up at least. Now Bech. And then as they get into the final third, that is symptomatic of this performance from Ingolstadt so far. The ball poorly given away, without causing 1860 any trouble whatsoever. Capretti really has got a lot of work to do over half-time. Can't see his team getting back into it before the half-time break. Jakobacci, he will want more of the same from his troops. He's really got them up for this derby, and they're enjoying themselves a lot, although that's been given away by Lang. The ball drifted in, but there's absolutely no one on the end of that cross. Franke just getting underneath it. As he now come down the right-hand side, and finally a little bit of defending to do there for Velat, just telling his teammates to keep their focus. Schmidt was lurking behind him in the centre, just waiting for the ball. As perhaps they spoke too soon. Maybe Ingolstadt can get a goal back before we go in at half-time. It's costly with the low ball in. Comes to nothing in the end, although it's blasted back across by him. And cleared by 1860 under a little bit of duress. And that's better from the home team. Franke with the long throw in. It's flicked on twice before it's volleyed away by the 1860 defence. Headed back over towards the top. Schruck going all the way back to his keeper, Funk. With just over 90 seconds remaining of the first half. Can't imagine we'll have too much stoppage time. We've barely had pause for breath in this match, except for the 2 goals, as there's a collision there in the centre. The referee waves play on with a player from both teams down. It's Lang for 1860. In fact, Deichmann, sorry, and Franke. Well, it was a 50-50 ball to be won. And here we go, sliding in, Deichmann, and colliding there with Franke. Oh, painful. Neither side getting a free kick, but they're both up and ready to go again. As we're into the final minute of the first 45. 1860 leading 2-0. Stefan Lex at the double against his former side, Ingolstadt. 2 clinical finishes, 2 lovely moves as well to really open up Ingolstadt, which 1860 have done time and time again. And it's really worrying signs for Ingolstadt. They've had 2 little flurries in this first half, that's all. 1860 have looked dangerous every time they've come forward. The home side not really a threat in the final third at all. And it's been easy street away from home for 1860 Munich as both sides look to improve their fortunes in the second half of this Dritte Liga season. We'll have 1 minute of time added on. As Vernitzi just keeping possession. No need to go roaring forward so close to half-time. He's looking to keep it secure. This is Lang. He's allowed to run forward. It's just left there by Lex for Bear. And it's a nice ball as well for Deichmann here. Controls it. And looking for the flick there. It will be a throw into 1860. So Capretti, it's gonna have to be a rousing half-time team talk from him to get his team back into this. 1860 dominant from the off, deserving of their 2-0 lead at half-time. Ingolstadt really at 6s and 7s. Again, they struggle here to get this one clear. The referee just allowing play to go on, as that is the final action of the first half. So 2-0 1860 at half-time. Join us in 15 minutes or so to see what happens in this Bavarian derby. Welcome back to the second half of this Bavarian derby in the third league in Germany. Ingolstadt hosting 1860 Munich, but look away if you are an Ingolstadt fan at half-time. The scoreline is 2-0 to your rivals. 1860 have dominated from the off. Ingolstadt have been poor, and it's the least really that 1860 deserve. And just to make things worse, Stefan Lex, the former Ingolstadt player, at the double tonight. Two really well-crafted goals to open up Ingolstadt, and it could have been more as well. Ingolstadt get us underway then for the second half. They made a double change at half-time. We'll just keep you up to date with those changes. Testrup, one player coming on, Linsmeyer the other. Franke withdrawn, one player. And just waiting for confirmation of the other. But I'm sure that their coach Capretti will have preferred to have changed all 11 players, really. Bech, the brightest for them in that first half, but some disastrous defending in that first period. And Schruck and Brackelmann find themselves on yellow cards as well, the defenders. Schruck going into the book just over a minute into the game. For 1860, Morgalla, the only yellow card for them. That's the only blot on the copybook as well. It was an almost perfect away performance from 1860 in that first half. Not really gifting Ingolstadt any chances whatsoever. As Velat there shows his strength, but it's been given as a free kick. And we can expect Ingolstadt to throw the kitchen sink here at the away side. As we see Butler going down. So Ingolstadt need to get a goal back ASAP. Hiller, though, has been untested so far in goal. As Bech gets the ball in. And it's almost cleared by Schmidt. Back in towards Schmidt. And the header almost vertical there and easy for Hiller to take. And a long ball forwards here. 1860 will probably try and soak up the pressure from Ingolstadt and hit them on the break. They called out Ingolstadt time and time again in the first half. They were well on top, though. It wasn't a case of counter-attacking. It was their pressing high up the park that caused such issues for Ingolstadt. Ingolstadt just not focused at all on their task. But Jakobacci will be very, very happy indeed with how things have gone for his team, and he'll want more of the same. As Duca tries to stroke the ball forward. Velat, though, saw that coming all the way with the interception. There with the hold-up play, Lex playing it back towards him. And it's Schruck with the stretching clearance. Bear wanting even more from the away fans, packing that end. Well, most of the atmosphere that you can hear is coming from the away stand. As Deichmann easily skips past his man. Headed away by Schruck. Now the flick here towards Boyamba. It's not the best defending from Unduka, and he's lost his footing. The cutback and 3-0. Bear, 49 minutes, and surely 1860 are home and hosed here already. Boyamba again pouncing on a mistake. And it's Bear. It's another tap home after Ingolstadt were all over the shop again. Well, Verl just playing a simple ball in. It's flicked by Bear. Duca losing his footing and losing Boyamba. And that makes it easy for the attacker to pick out the striker, Marcel Bear. Well, once again, a mistake in the Ingolstadt defence, and it's ruthless stuff from 1860. It looked as though it was going to be a bright start from Ingolstadt in this second half. However, conceding the third so early has surely busted their flush here. Now the flick here coming in from Ingolstadt. It was more in hope rather than expectation, to be honest, from Testrud. You've got to think that the Ingolstadt coach here, Guerino Capretti, is a man under pressure already. He only took over in February, but we've seen no improvement at all, really, under his stewardship. And this second half of the season has been terrible. Rock bottom of the second half league table. I'm not really sure where the improvements are going to come from as we come up towards the final straight of the season. It's a very, very high ball coming in there. A little bit of a test for the 1860 defence here. As Morgalla manages to hook it away. This is Bear. His tail will be up after getting that goal. The easiest of finishes. All three have been simple finishes in the end, but very good goals in their own right. Surely from here, Ingolstadt just need to ease their way back into the game. Look not to lose the second half. They're trailing 3-0, 1-0 in this second half. But with the likes of Velat at the back, that will be very difficult to break down that back line of 1860. As we see Brackelman giving the ball away again, just slipping. Duca, who was at fault for the third goal for 1860. Steinhardt trying to battle away. Bech, nice ball for him. Down towards Kostli. And well defended. In the end, Will getting back to help out the defence. 1860 have been so much sharper than their opposition, and here comes Renetzi. Well, there's a runner out towards the right-hand side. If he can find him, it's Morgalla. Skips around one, skips around two, and the shot in the end didn't quite catch hold of it and blocked by the defender. But enormous gaps appearing at the back for Ingolstadt now, and the 1860 players more than willing to fill it. Incredible. It may be a case of damage limitation, really, from Ingolstadt here at home to their Bavarian rivals, 1860. As Renetzi. Plenty of space for him again. Taking the ball away from Sape. Oyamba, who's been devastating with his final ball for 1860. Deichmann out towards Bear on the left wing, immediately looking towards goal. Boyamba takes over, takes on Dicko, goes down early again, and trying a trick there, Boyamba, and the deflected ball in the end from Stefan Lex, and another let-off for Ingolstadt. This has been superb stuff from 1860. They've got that 3-0 lead. And they are showing their fans what has been lacking for a lot of the season. That's the frustrating point from them. After that terrific start, record-breaking under Michael Kölner, it all went downhill. He lost his job. And then they come up with a performance like this under Maurizio Jacobacci. And it's a week after they lost 4-1 at home to BVB too. And a crossfield ball there from Ingolstadt. 10 minutes into the second half, coming to nothing. Here come 1860 again. Lex just with a little bit of miscontrol for once. Deichmann taking over, racing into the box. No challenge coming in on him. The ball towards Boyamba. Initially flicked away, but Boyamba will pick up the pieces. Hammers the ball across, but I think the ball had gone out anyway. Just crossing the byline as he tried to wrap his foot around it. We see Maurizio Jacobacci so experienced. And the ball hoisted forward, cleared by Unduka, and Costly coming in with the foul on Boyamba. That's the only way that they can stop him, really, Ingolstadt. Now the arm out there, and an easy decision for the referee. Now Steinhardt standing over the free kick. It's swept across towards the right-hand side. It's a very clever free kick indeed, and it might get Stefan Lex in. He wants the free kick just outside the box. The referee was looking straight at it, denies him. As Boyamba now, little ball in, Duka away, and the clearance completed by Sape. He's managed to find an out ball as well in Testrud, but it's been given away so simply to Velat. They just cannot hold on to possession, Ingolstadt. Partly down to their poor passing and partly down to the fantastic pressing from the 1860 players all over the park. Velat winning the ball in midfield with the header, reading the game so well again. One of the best defenders in the Dritte Liga for me. He'll be unhappy that his team don't really have a chance of getting into the promotion race from here. Stuck in 9th spot. But it's a much brighter outlook than that of Ingolstadt, who are dropping like a stone towards the bottom of the table. Duka lifting the ball forward and flick there. Just looking for something, Ingolstadt, comes to nothing. It was Butler. As the visiting fans, they'll be very glad that they made the short journey to Ingolstadt on this Monday evening. Duka again. Nice ball for Bear. Just lost it for a while, but he's managed to nudge it past the defender. Duka sliding in, and Bear just can't quite find his teammate in the centre. Duka at the moment looks as though he's playing on ice, losing his footing once again here, as Bear with the heavy touch. Just managed to get it past Schröck there, then past Sunduka. But Schröck managing to recover. As Wörl feeds the ball in towards Lex. Little nudge away. And the danger cleared. It will come straight back at them though. This is relentless pressure from 1860. Boyamba. And tries the cutback. And anywhere will do for Sape. Well, he's disappointed this time with his distribution from that byline, Boyamba. They've let him make that run over and over again. As we've played an hour, and your eyes do not fail you, it is 3-0 to 1860 away from home in the derby against Ingolstadt. As here they come again, Deichmann trying to find Lex. Calls go up for a penalty, but the referee again not interested. Looked a clean challenge. As Ingolstadt, the counter there, snuffed out just after they get over the halfway line. Let's have another look here at the challenge. It is a clean one from Schröck. It's risky in that position, especially when he's on a yellow card as well. And there perhaps there could have been a free kick given for Stefan Lex. Not getting a lot of change out of the referee at the moment. He's getting a lot of change out of the Ingolstadt defence with his double. The 1860 fans in full voice, as you can imagine, and their team really inspired by it. Here they come again. Bear on the right-hand side now. Players flooding forward to join the attack. No one really tracking back for Ingolstadt, but in the end, the offside flag raised against Renetzi. As it would appear, as Garino Capretti just doesn't have the answers here. Well, he's furious on the sidelines, but his team just lacking direction in this game. As it looks as though that disastrous loss to Zwickau last week will be followed up by a hammering at home in the derby to 1860. Velat there, just with a push in the back of Butler. And Bech will stand over this one. Costly also interested. To take it, and it's over the bar, but at least it is an effort from Ingolstadt. Well, no trouble at all for Hiller in goal. Still don't really remember him making a save in this game. The play has been one way. Just over an hour gone. Becher just flicking it past Deichmann. And he's continued his run. The Dane doing very well indeed. Feeding it in towards the striker. It falls here towards Costly, and in the end it's Velat again getting it away with his head. He's like a magnet to the ball when he's at his dominant best. And again, no danger on goal from the home team. Bech, though, again showing us what he can do. You would imagine that teams higher up the league pyramid taking a look at him. In a really struggling side, he's been dangerous. Brackelman, long ball forward, again Valat at the edge of his own box. And here comes the counter-attack from the Lions. Boyamba trying to get forward, it just comes off the heel there of Nduka. They will accept that, Ingolstadt, even though he didn't mean it. And then a free kick going the way of the home team. Well, it would appear that Jakobacci is still not satisfied, demanding more from his team. Showing a little bit more emotion on the sidelines, a little more passion than his opposite number, Garino Capretti. Well, the chants of TSV go up in the away end. It's just a constant din from the away fans. Delighted with this one and rubbing the noses of the home supporters in it as well. As again 1860 win it so easily. This is for an Edsi, edge of the box, and just slicing his effort in the end. 67th minute. The ball won so easily. Vernetzi thought about having a shot a couple of times. He was invited onto it by Nduka. Oh, Hiller at the other end, just trying to keep himself warm. Not a great deal to do in this game at all. And that is the trouble. He's got to keep his focus. It's a windy old evening in Ingolstadt. Cold wind at the start of April. As we're midway through the second half now, just quarter of the game to go. Quarter of the game for Ingolstadt to pull off what looks the impossible. To get something out of it, 3-0 down. As there we see real frustration from Testrode. Barely seen anything of Linsmeyer, who came on as sub as well at half-time. Although I could have said the same about Keidel, who he replaced in the first half. And Sarpe going down. And Stefan Legs will get a yellow card there for that one. Well, he's got 2 goals against his former club and now a yellow. That's his 3rd of the season. Well, for me, the ball was there to be won, and Lex going for it, stretching. Didn't agree with the referee's decision, and it looks as though Sarpe may well have picked up a knock here. And it's not been the most confident of performances, as in fact it's Nduka who's down, and it's been even worse for him. He's been run ragged at the back. And indeed, they're going to have to make the change. So first of all, there's going to be a double change for 1860 with Greilinger and Skenderovic coming on. Skenderovic scored a consolation goal in the reverse fixture. As it looks as though Stefan Lex is being withdrawn after this double. 2 wonderfully created goals, easy finishes for a player like him. And having just received a yellow card, I think that's good managing of the team from Jakobacci. And Boyamba as well going off. He's been an absolute thorn in the side all game long to Ingolstadt. They'll be very happy to see those two go off. However, Greilinger and Skenderovic at this level also very dangerous players, and they'll want to show what they can do with 20 minutes to go. They'll want to win their first team place back and really give Jakobacci a headache coming towards the end of the season as he decides who stays, who goes, as he will look to improve the fortunes of 1860 in what's been a very underwhelming season in total. Hopes were so high from them that they would get at least a top 3 place. Automatic promotion was the real aim. Ingolstadt as well were in that position, having come down from Bundesliga 2. It's all gone wrong for both teams in the second half of this season. It was looking much more promising for Ingolstadt later on, but they've dropped like a stone for whatever reason. Just a little flashpoint here. Referee managing to nip that one in the bud. Greilinger wanting to get straight into the game as Nduka is indeed replaced. He's injured. And it will be Dumboya coming on for him. Player from Guinea. Well, he's a striker coming on for a centre-back, so surely Ingolstadt have really got to go for this. They may as well try and get at least one goal back here. They conceded so early in the second half, that third goal from 1860, that the game was done, really. Now Beer, ball forward, but just away from Skenderovic. Can Dumboya perhaps give Ingolstadt the lift that they need? Well, he tries a shot there. It's blocked by the defender, and it might find its way through here. And that is a goal back from Ingolstadt. Well, 3-1 with 17 minutes to go, and Hiller absolutely helpless there. It's Testrut who came on at half-time, who's got it back. Well, it's pinballing around in there, and 1860 this time just caught out. Well, it's a clever finish from Testrut in the way, as he needed to hook it home. It's his 8th of the season. But is it too little, too late from the home side? Finally something for the home fans to celebrate, though. There's two subs really combining there. Butler also involved in the goal. Testrut towards Dumboya, and you wonder why he wasn't brought on earlier. He's made a very lively start since he came on. Pech, and the ball is taken off him easily by Greilinger. And now the counter is on for 1860 again. Bear, Brackelmann just getting a foot to it. Again, Ingolstadt are stretched. Steinhardt, ball forward. And here's Greilinger again. Sliding in with the challenge there is Costly, and he's come away with the ball. That's much better. As we've got 15 minutes to go, and perhaps 1860 will start rocking, even though we've seen a number of chances for them to counter-attack. Brackelmann. In for Schmidt here, who's just withdrawn up into midfield, as we thought he would do. This is Costly. And it's a nice looking ball, but Hiller alert to that one. Again plucking it from the air, no problems for him. He'll be disappointed he hasn't got the clean sheet this evening. We've had no clean sheets now in 6 matches, as it looks as though Mugala has stayed down for 1860. Would be a blow if he were to go off. He's been excellent this evening. Testrald just in conversation with the referee, having got a goal back for 3-1. And the change is going to have to be made with Morgalla coming off. Well, they'll be hoping that that's just a precautionary measure. 1860 is an important player for them. Missed the match last week against BVB2 and lost 4-1. It looks as though it's just a little bit of cramp, really, more than anything. As we can see, he was going through a stretching routine earlier on when Stefan Lex was still on the pitch. And just enjoying a little bit of banter as well with the home fans by the looks of it, Morgalla. Just an enormous grin on his face in reply to anything they're saying. As the game gets back underway, and a collision there involving Velat. Dumboya decides to carry on, and his shot is blocked, and then it's been given as a handball against Dumboya. Well, the ball came back at him with such speed he couldn't react. As now we see more trouble for the physios, this time of both teams. It's Butler and Velata down there. We see the clear handball. Certainly didn't mean it, but the ball would have been well cleared had it not been for the interaction with his arm. And a change going to have to be made. There we see Velat and Butler. It's a really heavy one. And when it's a head injury, you've got to be very careful indeed. So it's going to be a double switch then for 1860 in the end, with Morgalla and Velat both going off injured. And triple change. Bear going off. And Lakenmacher, the top scorer for 1860 so far this season. Or have they had a change of hearts here? Some discussions going on with the fourth official. Jakobacci might well have had a rethink. Velat's real concern about this head injury to him, the Dutchman. He's wearing the bandage on his head here for Laats. And I think he's still going to have to come off. Well, he looks really shaken. It is better to take the precautions, certainly. As Morgalla still stands on the sidelines, perhaps he's not going to come off in that case. Try and get through the final 10 minutes with what looks to be cramp, nothing more. Confusion here. Lannert now standing on the sidelines alongside Lachenmacher. Will Morgalla be allowed back on again? Not as yet, with 10 minutes to go, and his team leading 3-1, but temporarily down to 10. And on the far side as well, we can see Butler looking for permission to come on as well. Finally, he is waved on. It's not on yet, though. Finally now. Still Morgalla is there. I don't think the referee realises he hasn't been substituted. As here comes Renetzi. He's stopped there by the defender, Rackelman. And Dumboya. That's a lovely ball for him. And back across by Costley, diving header away. And Bech with the shot. Dumboya, he doesn't make contact with it. Back in. It's chaos back there at the moment for 1860. Next shot comes in. And it drifts wide. And Morgalla is absolutely desperate to come on. And his coach Jakobacci just cannot believe that the referee has not realised what's going on here. Well, he needed better communication, perhaps, from all sides. He's not going to be substituted despite injury because Velat has gone off, or is going off at least. Oh, now in deep discussion with the referee's assistant. Well, they were 2 players down in that case, down to 9 men. That's why there was the chaos at the back for them. As in the end, Morgalla is taken off for Lannert. There's nothing that they can do about it, perhaps. It'd already been announced. All too late. Lachenmacher also coming on for Bear as the target man enters the fray with 7 minutes to go. Bear, who got the third for 1860, only a couple of minutes into the second half. Here it is, stroking home. 3 very similar goals in effect for 1860 this evening, carving apart Ingolstadt, just conceding that one, which has given Ingolstadt at least some hope. Well, after all that confusion, we can start playing football again in this Dritte Liga fixture, this Bavarian derby. Here come Ingolstadt here, trying to catch out 1860, who may have lost a little bit of focus. Velat has stayed on, which is a real risk. As Hiller is caught late, and Brackelman here might be in a little bit of trouble. If the referee has seen that is him just leaving a foot in, he's already on a booking. Wow. This derby has suddenly got very, very feisty indeed in the last 10 minutes or so. All kinds of banter going on. As the referee and his assistant just trying to calm things down. Hiller, it would certainly seem, was caught on the hand. But does the referee see it as a second yellow card for Brackelman? His evening would go from bad to worse if so. Oh, Brackelman just wandering off. And I think the referee has dealt with the situation. No yellow cards going to come out here. Let's have a look at it. Comes out, he's got full control of it. Perhaps somewhat of an overreaction from the 1860 players. The ball is certainly there to win. Well, no need for the second yellow, in my opinion. And a right to go for it. But it just goes to show Ingolstadt really throwing caution to the wind now. As Brackelman, who's centre-back by trade, found himself furthest forward in the attack. With 5 minutes to go, his team are absolutely desperate to try and make it a grandstand finish. They're still 3-1 down with 4 minutes to go, but there will be plenty of stoppage time added on due to the confusion with that substitution and that little flashpoint as well. We've had injuries in this second half. Well, 1860 just trying to take the sting out of the game here, slow it down when they get a set piece. As the ball is flicked towards Dumboya, volleyed away by Valat. Now Linsmeyer, hoisted ball out towards Testrud. And Steinhardt away. Wow, still those glaring eyes from Jakobachi on the sidelines. Well, he was so calm earlier on. But in the meantime, he's got to be in his bonnet. As Lachenmacher's brought down. And he gets the free kick as well from Sarpe. This is good game management from 1860, sending on the target man in Lachenmacher to win flick-ons and win free kicks like that as well. Just to relieve any late pressure from Ingolstadt. Here he comes again, can't make contact with that free kick though, in the left-hand channel. As we're coming towards the final 90 seconds of the match, it looks as though 1860 are going to pick up 3 points away from home. Very important for them. It's only their second win of the second half of the season. For Ingolstadt, it's been disastrous, really. In that period, they will be stuck on 1 point. And looking down as well, really, the table over their shoulders. And really, up until they scored, up until Dumboya came on, in fact, it was a poor performance. They stay in 14th spot, but only 6 points above Halle, who are in the relegation zone. And it's tightly bunched behind them as well. 8 games to play in the Dritte Liga till the end of the season. Won't want to get caught up in a second successive relegation battle, having come down from the second Bundesliga. And if they continue to play like this, surely they will be. As the Lions come forward again, it's a fine ball from Vrenetsi. And looking for Lachenmacher there. The Sape managing to get back to clear for the corner. It was Skanderovic who tried to play the ball across. Well, I don't think that 1860 will throw too many players forward for this corner. Indeed, there's only 2 men in the box for them, as 5 minutes are signalled of stoppage time. Well, a little bit of hope perhaps for Ingolstadt, but 1860 will keep this in the corner for as long as possible. Lachenmacher getting the throw in, Costly getting the last touch. Well, 1860 have been sensational today as they look to get a fourth. It's just blocked by Deichmann, and a terrific effort coming in from Vrenetsi. What a goal that would have been. That really would have put the icing on the cake for them. Deichmann, his initial shot blocked, and difficult to see how far wide that is. It zips past the post from Vrenetsi. As now it's completely open at the back. Greilinger, he rolls it across, and the stop there. Dear oh dear, that really should have been 4-1. Ingolstadt absolutely throwing everyone forward as then the shot comes in. And a little bit of action coming in. Testrud trying his luck there. As we see the chance passed up here, I think it was Verl with the final effort. And a very important stop by Funk there. Well, that would have well and truly finished it off in stoppage time. As Belka here is now going to come on for Vrenetsi just to shore things up. Centre-back for an attacking midfielder. And just to run down the clock as well. Vrenetsi in no hurry to get off the field. Greilinger, who thought he'd got an assist for Verl. As Bech gets it down the field, Hiller can just allow that to come into his penalty area before picking it up ahead of Testrud. Well, coming towards the end of the game now. Only 90 seconds of stoppage time left, and it's a very big win for 1860. As they went into a 3-0 lead, Stefan Lex with a double in the first half against his former club. Marcel Beer getting the third only minutes into the second half, 49th minute. Boyamba today with 2 assists. Really running Ingolstadt ragged, as the only hope for the home side was the goal back by Testrud as he came on as a sub and helped himself to a goal 17 minutes from time. But really it's just not been good enough tonight from Ingolstadt. A bad day at the office for the home side, and a lot of work for that man to do. Garino Capretti already under pressure, I would imagine. It's piling down on it as his team slide towards the relegation zone. As we see Velat there heading the corner away for another. But this went entirely according to plan for Maurizio Iacobacci's team. They took control of the match immediately as there's a deflection. And the ball dropping wide could have gone absolutely anywhere. But that gives real hope to Maurizio Iacobacci of a strong end to the season. They can perhaps then take that momentum into next season and go for promotion again. It's a little bit late to join the race, I would have to say, even with 8 matches to go as they find themselves in 9th spot. But that's a big win in the Bavarian derby for them. It ends 3-1 to 1860 at Ingolstadt. As I will thank you for joining us this evening for that one. Very entertaining indeed. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Die dritte Liga live bei Magenta Sport. Präsentiert von bwin. Das ist unser